In this video, we're in Irving and we're going to be talking about the pros and cons of living in this Dallas suburb. So stay tuned. Hey, if this is your first time to the channel, welcome, glad to meet you. My name is Wendy Pinnell. I am a local real estate broker here in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. If you want to know everything there is to know about living in Dallas, Texas, or any one of its many suburbs, including where we are today, which is Irving, Texas, be sure to hit that subscribe button and click on that little bell. We have been in the business since 2007, helping buyers and sellers just like you every day. And today, we wanted to introduce you Irving, Texas. And we want to talk about some of the pros and cons of living here. All right, but maybe you're just not entirely sure where Irving is. We'll tell you what, look on the map. You'll find Dallas, Fort Worth, and in between you're gonna find Arlington and Grand Prairie. Well, Irving is just north of Grand Prairie and just to the side of Dallas. All right, so where are we today? Well, we are out at the Irving Convention Center. And let me just tell you, it is an architectural masterpiece. And I'm not the only one that thinks that either, because in 2012, it won the Innovative Design in Engineering and Architecture. And I'm not surprised at all because it is absolutely breathtaking. It's also right near the Westin Hotel and the Toyota Music Factory. So it just really provides a beauty to Irving. Anyway, though, I'm getting ahead of myself. We're going to take off and we're going to take a look at 3 pros and 3 cons of living in Irving, Texas. So stay tuned. Well, here we are at the Beltline DART train station, and we're going to talk about pro number 1, which is Irving, centrally located and has fantastic commute options. All right, so commute times, we've talked about, 19 minutes to downtown Dallas, 18 minutes to the airport, and you know what? The average commute that residents of Irving report is about 24 minutes, which is lower than the national average. Now, if that commute time wasn't great all on its own, which it is, you also have the DART system running all the way through Irving. It has the bus lines, it has the trains. So even in Irving, you could potentially get away without having a vehicle and you could still make it to work and stores and that sort of thing. So yeah, definitely pro number 1 for Irving, great commute options and great centrally located. All right, well, tell you what, we are going to wrap it up here and we're going to head on over to pro number 2. So stay tuned. Well, ladies and gents, here we are out here at pro number 2. You can see behind me, we're going to talk about employment, because let me tell you, Irving has it going on, okay? We're talking 9 Fortune 500 companies, 12 Fortune 1000 companies, and 13 Fortune 5000 companies. Irving has so many jobs, and most of them are in like office and tech. So this is just a gold mine if you're relocating and you're in that field. In fact, a lot of our clients are relocating from California to Texas. They're in that tech industry and they just like the better job opportunities, and also they just want freedom. And so it's a really neat thing that Irving has to offer here. Definitely pro number 2, you've got a lot of employment options here. Okay, well, we are going to wrap it up on this section. Let's go take a look at pro number 3. So let's go. Well, hello, here we are out here at the Campion Trail in Irving. which is absolutely beautiful area, a 22-mile green belt located along the West Fork and Elm Fork of the Trinity River. Why are we here? Well, we're going to talk about pro number 3, which is Irving has a lot to do. Did you know it has 6 recreation centers, 4 aquatic centers, 80 parks, including this one, covering over 2,000 acres. So it has it also has, I can't forget to mention, the Mandalay Canal Walk, where you can go on romantic gondola rides or paddleboarding or kayaking, and in addition to all of that wonderful outdoorsy stuff, you also have the Toyota Music Factory, which is right there by the Irving Convention Center. And we talked about the Toyota Music Factory in other videos, but basically, it's this area of all-in-one entertainment. You can go there for concerts, but it also has a ton of dining options. You can stop at a bar for a drink. You can go to a place just for dessert, restaurants, all of that, coffee shops, all in one place. So yeah, pro number 3 has definitely got to be Irving has a lot to do. All right, well, hang on to your hats because we are going to head on out of here and go take a look at con number 1. So let's go. Well, as fabulous as Irving is, and it is pretty fabulous, we've got to be realistic that every city is going to have its cons as well as its pros, right? So let's talk about that. We are out here at the Sam Houston Trail Park talking about our con number 1. And tell you what, during the time that we've been here, we've seen joggers go by, we've seen bikers. Everybody's out here on this beautiful day. It just really gives you a feeling of peace and serenity. But let's talk about con number 1, which is Irving has some issues with crime. Okay. In fact, if you look at neighborhoodscout.com or neighborhood.com, you're going to find that they have an overall rating of a D. Okay. So that's not great. In fact, if you look by neighborhood, you're going to see a lot of them have ratings between C and F, right? Now, thankfully, we live in the information age, which means you don't have to throw Irving out altogether because you have these wonderful, wonderful websites that are going to tell you the areas that have the lower crime rates, right? And here's the thing. I could, at a moment's notice, give you at least a half dozen, different listing houses for sale under 300,000, right? The problem is they're going to be in those higher crime areas. So yeah, con number 1 is definitely Irving has some issues with crime. Okay, we'll tell you what we're going to do. I'm going to close things down here and we're going to head on out to con number 2. So let's go. Well, are you looking behind me? Because if so, I'm guessing that you can probably guess what con number 2 is. Here it is. Irving has some traffic issues, okay? Con number 2, high traffic. You're centrally located, right? And there's a ton of highways. And so everybody that's going from this side to Dallas is going to have to go through Irving, right? You've just got a ton of traffic for that. And then the other thing is, you know what? Las Colinas has 125,000 jobs in it, right? Which is a great opportunity for employment, but wow, no fun on the traffic that would bring, right? So, in terms of like commute, I talked about how 19-minute commute to Dallas in rush hour, that could go all the way up to like an hour. So yeah, con number 2, definitely, Irving has high traffic. All right, well, tell you what, stick with me. We're gonna circle around here and then we're gonna head on over to con number 3. So let's go. All right, so we are out here at one of Irving's strip centers. Let's talk about con number 3, which is Irving doesn't have much in the way of high-end dining or high-end retail, right? In fact, if you were to ask like Irving residents, hey, what's your number 1 complaint, your top complaint? That's exactly what they would say. A lack of high-end retail, lack of high-end dining, really nice stuff, okay? Now, Irving is one of 6 of the larger cities, right? Anywhere from like the 200 to 300,000 range. you got about 6 cities. And you know, you would think that they would have, for as big as they are, really nice shopping. Like for example, you have the Legacy at Plano. Beautiful, massive area. You know, in Frisco, you have Stonebriar. In Irving, you got these strip centers, and don't get me wrong, they're nice, but you don't have that really nice shopping area. So, you know, con number 3, has the Irving Mall, right, which is on the old side. So con number 3 is just that lack of fine dining and retail. All right, well, that wraps it up. That's our third con. Tell you what, we are gonna head over to the park to wrap up our pros and cons tour. So let's go. Well, hello again. We are out here at Sam Houston Trail Park, which is just a beautiful area. It has picnic benches, grill stations, and just these wide open spaces. You know, if you're looking for a place to bring the kiddos to kick the soccer ball, you know, or throw a football, this would be the place, right? It's one of the 80 of Irving's parks. Anyway, was this information helpful? Do you feel like you have more of a balanced view of Irving now? We've gone over those pros, we've gone over those cons. I hope it was helpful. You know, and listen, the next best thing, if it was, you can head on over to my YouTube channel, right? Check out another video. And listen, if you have a move in your future, and we are talking to so many relocators who just love the freedom that Texas offers. But if you have a move in your future and you like the idea of our family helping yours, be sure and reach out to us. Check out the description section where you're gonna find our Let's Find Home questionnaire, you know, or you can give us a call, drop us a text, send us an email. Any of those ways work. We're just happy to help you get settled here in the great state of Texas. In the meantime, listen, thank you so much for watching and have a great day.